despair, the complete loss or absence of hope. In short, it's hopelessness, a feeling rarely sought after but often felt. And today, we're going to be obtaining a specimen that was dealt through despair by one he considered friend.
There is one thing I can do for them. It is to win.
That led to unending rage.
Let's go!
So the first step is summoning for guts on banner.
Bruh. Boy, if you don't get...
Then we have to evolve to unending rage units. So I chose to go for Skull Knight because he's borderline busted, and I chose to go for Blacksmith or the Smith because he didn't require any kills and I was short on time, to be honest.
I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning.
Next I AFK'd the Berserk stage for like 20 minutes in order to get all the evolution materials for Skull Knight and the Smith using Escanor.
2 hours later.
Oh my god! Wow!
Next quest is branding the struggler with the active eye sacrifice. So the only way to get him branded is by waiting for the eclipse to happen, and it happened on my first stage, but there was a problem, a very slight problem. I didn't even have guts on the team. So I did what any reasonable human being will do in times of trouble. Nothing. So to those of you who are wondering how I got Griffith, when the eclipse spawns, it spawns in many demons with it. And if these demons touch any of your characters, the eclipse ends and you don't get Griffith. However, if your characters survive the eclipse, then you get Griffith. So, what did I do, you may ask? I didn't place down any characters. Without any characters for the demons to eat, I'm just Einstein at that point, you know?
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts.
And Griffith can spawn the eclipse anytime he wishes. So I finished the Brand the Struggler quest quite immediately. With immediate effect. With immediate effect. With immediate effect. Effect.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
It's finally time to upgrade Guts.
Nice. Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
Now next on the list is Griffith, and in order to evolve him, you have to awaken the King's Egg by sacrificing 200 characters to it. It's actually not that difficult. It took me like 30 minutes.
Later. One thing I can do for them.
Griffith. May his name be forgotten forever.
My dream is already smeared with blood. I don't regret. I don't feel guilty.
Let's start with the Berserker, Guts. First of all, he has a really cool spawn animation that gets annoying real quick when you place him down and he straight up ignores all the enemies that pass by him. just for the sake of aura farming. His last attack does a lot of damage, 144k damage. Keep in mind I don't have any traits on him, as those are saved for my queen Kaguya. His ability, I really don't know how it works, but his SPA becomes 0, gains 1 injury stack every time it's used, gain full status, effect and debuff immunity, but after some time he becomes stunned for like 60 seconds. Passives: spawns a demon after 5 takedowns, upon its death gives 100 yen, and guts gains plus 40% damage for 10 seconds, does not stack. When he's stunned, applies bleed, gains 5% damage per injury stack. Every 10 seconds, if a bleeding enemy is in range, perform attack 1 or 3. On hit versus bleeding, follow up with attack 2, dealing 50% damage and apply repulse. Next on the list is
Griffith.
Let's be real, you'll never use this guy in his dark form, so let's just start right away from his light form, his much more handsome form. So in order to get this form, you have to hit Eclipse twice and you obtain him fully upgraded. That's why he's in the broken category of the tier list. Holy mother of passives, this is starting to look like ALS. Inflicts repulse. If it attacks an enemy on repulse lockout, deal plus 30% damage and apply slow for 30% for 10 seconds. For every ally tower branded, increases damage by 5% and range by 1%. Ignore 30% damage reduction and 50% if attacking an enemy under slow. Summons in Zod, who does a random attack 1 to 3 and gains 2% per unit sacrificed. Buffs all enemies in range by 40% damage and debuffs branded units by 20%. For every branded unit, spawns in a demon every 30 seconds. Lowers damage reduction of all enemies in range by 20%. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, after I get Monarch on Kaguya, I'm hunting for Monarch on Griffith. It's actually pretty busted.